Welcome to this video. My name is Christian from Beyond Premiere. And okay, get ready because episode 4, titled There and Back Again, is about to deliver a mind-blowing twist that's going to have everyone talking, and I have some clues about why. We're exploring these mysteries of this episode, and I'm about to reveal a theory that's been haunting me for days. You're not going to believe how Tabitha returns to Fromville. This is the episode we have been waiting for, and the clues have been hidden in plain sight all along. Welcome and let's begin. So let's start with that ambulance, because it's the key to this whole theory. You see, everything is connected. Going from the trailer, well, it looks like she ends up at the house of Victor's father named Henry. But hold on, because here's where things get really interesting. Tabitha can be seen escaping from the hospital in the first episode, going from the trailer. Well, it looks like she ends up at the house of this guy, Henry. And you know what? Something happens. It's like fate, but it leads to an accident. And hold on, because here's where things get really interesting. It's a crazy theory, but all the pieces fit together perfectly. And if I'm right, then Tabitha's return is going to change everything. But let's rewind for a second and talk about that episode titled There and Back Again, because it's a classic hero's journey, a tale as old as time. It's about those who venture into the unknown, face danger, and then return forever changed by their experiences. Think about The Hobbit, The Odyssey, even Alice in Wonderland. They're all there and back again stories. And you know what? I think that's exactly what's happening with Tabitha. She escaped Fromville, found herself in that strange real world, but now fate is drawing her back into the nightmare. But this time it's not just about escaping. It's about understanding, about confronting the town's darkness, and maybe even finding a way to break the curse. Okay, let's talk about Tabitha's journey in the real world. She's trying to find a way to save her family, but it's clear that she's haunted by the trauma of Fromville, going from the images and the trailer. And here's the thing, I think those scenes in the hospital are really important, because that room number 225, those repeated 4 and 7 that keep popping up, the radio signal, Tilly's 4 and 7, it's like the town's influence is still at work, even in the real world. It's messing with her mind, given those glimpses of hope, those fleeting moments of connection with the boy in white, and then snatching them away, because in the trailer, the new trailer, we actually see the boy in white. So the question is how she find herself to Victor's father. It's an interesting idea, and obviously it's gonna lead her to Victor's father Henry. But I'm betting that this encounter is going to be more dangerous than she expects. This is where the story is gonna take an unexpected turn, and it's going to have some serious consequences. Okay, so Tabitha is at Henry's house. She's got those close-up from the drawings, like the pilgrim and the kids, and I'm sure it's something that she's gonna see here may provide answers. And this is where my theory about the accident comes in. I'm not sure where Henry is driving Tabitha, but something happens, something that forced them off the road. And you know what? It would not surprise me if those forces are supernatural, that the town influence is at work, making sure she's pulled back into the nightmare. That accident is a clutch, is a turning point in her journey. It's what brings the ambulance into Fromville. It's like a chain reaction, one event leading to another. In the trailer, we see that cop who's standing next to the ambulance when it arrives in Fromville. It's a really unsettling image, and it gets me thinking, what's her story? Remember, this is from where those coincidences are never just random. This cop, she's not just there to help, she's a part of something bigger. And this is where those theories about the town influence really start to take shape. Is this cop somewhat connected to the town? Is she a puppet, a pawn into the town's game? Or has she been drawn to Fromville for a reason, a purpose she doesn't yet understand? This is one mystery I'm dying to solve and cannot wait for this episode. Another thing that could happen in this episode, and this is Randall being attacked. This is intense. You can see the fear in his eyes, the desperation as he is gonna try to escape going from all the monsters around him. And this is where Boyd's leadership is going to be tested. So picture this, the ambulance arrives, sirens, and you know who's going to be drawn to it? He's the sheriff, the protector, the one who's always trying to hold things together. I imagine Boyd is going to be given a choice. Boyd can try to use that ambulance to escape or to lead the town to safety or people who are in trouble like the police cop. Or he can choose to stay and fight. Even the monster is like, or who he's trying to save. And you know what's really adding to the suspense of this episode? It's also those scenes with Victor. Remember the synopsis mentioned him unearthing memories from the past. It's like he's unlocking a Pandora's box of repressed memories. a flood of images and emotions from his childhood. And Christopher, we also see him in this new trailer, so maybe we're gonna see other flashbacks that we have not seen before. Those memories are going to be painful, but they're also going to provide clues to the town mysteries. And this is where Victor's role in the story really takes shape, and I'm betting is gonna connect to Tabitha's journey in a way we're not expecting. But here's another twist that has me scratching my head. It seems like Victor and Sarah are forming an alliance, maybe. And this is where things get really intriguing. We see them together in the trailer talking, and Victor says something about remembering, about how those things are changing. From the images, we see him talking to Sarah, saying how the weather has changed, but also we see him with blankets, maybe building that fort that we see with Sarah. But what does that mean? Remember, they both have a unique connection to the town mysteries. Victor with his drawings and visions, and Sarah with that terrifying link to the boy in white. What if they're starting to piece things together? Could they be the key to unlocking the town secrets, or will their connection make them targets, putting them in even more danger? It's like those forces are drawing them together, but for what purpose? I'm already seeing those theories forming in my mind, and I cannot wait to see how their connections plays out. But we need to talk about the domino effect, because it's clear that the events of episode 4 are going to have a ripple effect, setting up the conflicts and character arc that will drive the rest of the season. The arrival of the ambulance is going to be a game changer. A shift in the town. This is gonna escalate the tensions over supplies and even create a sense of urgency. It's going to challenge Boyd, escalating the tensions of our supplies and create a sense of urgency. But let's fast forward to episode 5, The Light of Day. Because that title is packed with meaning. It suggests a new day, fresh start, but it also hints at the harsh realities that the characters are going to face. Tabitha could be back in Fromville, going from my theory, trying to adjust to her new surroundings. And I'm thinking that those new surroundings are not going to be welcoming. She's going to be returning back into this nightmare, and it's going to be a struggle for her. That scene in the trailer with Jade asking, "How are you still alive?" I think it may be Tabitha or maybe another character, but let's see who it is. If it's not Tabitha, what if there's someone else who's come back from the dead or who's been hiding a secret this whole time? And also Julie saying, "I think this place has gotten into my head now, and I'm scared of what that might mean." This is really interesting. Remember, her, Randall, and Marielle were trapped in the music box, so what happened to them? This is going to be, and could be, this could be dark and unsettling storyline. Also, the new footage is intense. They're definitely turning things up to 11 this season. Here's what jumps out at me. The lines, "Things are getting worse. There's one more disaster after the next, and why cannot they leave us alone?" This makes it clear that the danger is escalating. The monsters are bolder, the stakes are higher. We see a more vulnerable Boyd this season, his leadership in question, and his own sanity tested. The line, "They're attacking Boyd psychologically," and he's really being pulled apart by all of this. This highlights the intense psychological pressure he's facing. So that's the video for today. If you love From, you're going to enjoy this guide and all the characters and description from the premiere, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye one.